Good evening. So I'm a designer with Secret Agent, and we're a buyer's advocate based out in North Carlton. So we help people buy property, and the reasons are many and varied. They might be overseas, or they don't know what they're looking for, and it's been a really interesting role to come to from a design perspective, because you've got to learn about this thing called the market, and going through traditional design education, you don't really know what the market is, and it's about money. And I learned about this bloke, this Hyman Minsky, and he's the economist version of Buckminster Fuller. So he kind of threw the essential neoclassical economic theory into the wind, which says you have a free market and it performs rationally, but they don't, and we've seen that time and time again. And essentially that's because not everybody has the same information. So a market, although it seems democratic, it may not be. So this is kind of what we've come up with the office as, you know, our internal theory of how a market might work. So the real estate market, in particular, you've got buyers, and their total pool of money is what they've got and the availability of credit. So depending on financial policy and all these kind of more macro things, it changes what's coming in, which changes what things are worth. And essentially, somewhere in between, we've got design and policy and all this other stuff, which enables what our city's going to be on the right. But you know, all these buyers and all these sellers have different information and different reasons for buying and selling. So you come up with these markets that are inherently unstable and pretty exciting. So I think it's interesting the really interesting thing to know is it's all about the individual. So there's all these little individual transactions that come together to form this greater thing that we read about in the paper and that we're all acting in. So you've got that, and to take it back to more local context, this is some research that we did earlier this year. And what this sort of graph shows is it's all the suburbs that we kind of service, so about 6 k's out from the city. And we looked at all the transactions that occurred last year and what type of house it was. So it's really interesting to note here, and I mean, it follows the history of Melbourne, this graph. So you see people buying, so this is not what exists, this is what was bought and sold last year. So you see inner city in Carlton North, there's a bit of Edwardian, there's a lot of like Victorian, and then you come out to Northgate, there's a lot of Californian bungalows and all this other kind of stock trading. And then what we did, so that's what exists and that's what's traded. But to show people's preference, we went and said what was trading most strongly. So this is where people are making their decisions. And people are saying, I want to be in Northgate and I want a Californian bungalow. And because I want that, I'm going to pay $80,000 more than somebody wants a La Victorian or brick veneer. So looking at the market as a whole and then looking at people's choices is really interesting. And you see people in Hawthorne, clearly a bit of new money out there because they want this flash townhouse. You know, they want a contemporary building. So I thought that was pretty, you know, it reinforces things that you think you know, but to see it like that, it's something else. So it's we're as people who are designing and building cities, we're operating with these more macro trends. So I think over the past 10 years we've had the economy, we've had planning, we've had changing demographics. So we see a lot of our clients who are coming in from Hawthorne, they want to come to Collingwood, they want to live the life you guys live. They want to go to the same restaurants, they want to go to the same coffee shops, and they don't want an Escapade 54 anymore. So it's been this shift. And I think at the end of the day, when we talk about building cities and moving towards something, we've got to remember why what's really exciting, and it's because it's the act of creation, it's something new, and hopefully we've got a good urban outcome at the end.